My name is Lawrie, and this is the third film of my Hong Kong trip from February 2008. As you can see from this film, the weather wasn't too great when I went, so the film doesn't look that great. So really, I'm just going to talk about the trip in general and point out a few things which interested me about Hong Kong. I was in Hong Kong on the way to Australia to see my brother. I had a month off work, and I was originally going to go to Mumbai, but the cost of that was prohibitive just to go for 2 days to have a stopover. So I chose Hong Kong, which I have actually been to before. But then I was going out to Australia for 3 weeks, and then I was going back to Beijing. So Beijing was my first time there, so that was my treat for this trip. I have to confess here, I'm very new to making movies. This is my first camcorder I've ever had, which I got for Christmas and my birthday in December. I played around with it in England in January, but I didn't get a great deal of use out of it, and I was still learning the camcorder skills really. And when I got to Hong Kong, this was the first time I had a chance to use it in a real proper situation. You can imagine I was a bit disappointed when I got to see the weather like this, but this is February in Hong Kong, and I can't complain. Okay, that's the way it goes. This tour I did on my one whole day in Hong Kong on the Wednesday. I was there, yeah, it's a good tour, and I'm not if the weather's better, I think the city looks fantastic. At night time, it really comes alive. If you look at my other two films which are shot at night time, you really see Hong Kong coming to life. I think it's really great. But I think what's interesting, which I put in these later sections, is where I filmed basically where people live, and you can see all these skyscraper flats, because obviously space is a bit limited. But I think this is one of the most interesting things about Hong Kong. This shot really, I think this is a really good shot. It shows, just normal flats. It's very interesting. I've never seen anything like this in any other city where I've travelled. I think this is the most western part of the tour, right down on Hong Kong Island. You got the freeway going alongside all the flats. I did take some shots in the street level, but they're not really that great. So I've left them out and really put them on my home DVDs part of it, because I didn't take enough shots. I should have taken a lot more little shots and put it all together a lot more interesting. You can see this looking back to Kowloon, and it's really kind of like quite grainy and gloomy. It doesn't look that great at all, but that's the way it goes. Australia, it's beautiful sunshine in February, and Hong Kong, the weather's still late winter, and everybody was dressed in you have to have warm clothes and your jumper, because it is quite cold at that time of the year. So Hong Kong as a stopover, I think it's a very good choice. I've done Hong Kong, Singapore, Tokyo, and Beijing, and they all speak English in Hong Kong. I recommend that. It's a brilliantly exciting city. So if you've never been to an Asian city, it's a good choice to make, especially after the 12-hour flight from London. There's a lot to see, but I recommend 48 hours is not really enough. Last time I went, it was 3-4 days I had there. So I would recommend you stay 3-4 days to really do it in detail. And that's it. And some final shots here I've taken at the night time, which you can see on my Hong Kong Light video, which is also on YouTube. I recommend seeing this. This is Hong Kong at night. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.